If you think having a net worth of $1 million makes you rich in New Zealand, I've got bad news. According to the latest Stats NZ wealth data, a $1 million household net worth does not even get you into the top 10%. Today I'm going to show you the actual net worth numbers that separate poor, middle class and rich in New Zealand. I'll be using official data from Stats NZ around household net worth. The unexpected part is this. In New Zealand, rich is often less about income and more about what you own, especially property. Just earning a high salary doesn't mean you're wealthy or rich. Wealth is built on the back of assets, and it's how most people become what we call rich. Assets can be sold for more than they're bought at, or return profit, royalties, or dividends to the holder. This is how people enter millionaire territory. Not through salaries, but through assets.
The key when you're young is to become an owner, not an earner. You're an earner. You want to bust a move out of earning and develop an army of capital that goes out and kills for you at night.
Stats New Zealand measures household net worth by adding up assets like housing, businesses, retirement savings, and investments. After that, they subtract the debt. I'm going to focus mainly on households because in real life, most bills and property are shared among a couple. So let's define what poor, middle class, and rich look like in New Zealand. According to Stats NZ, roughly 27.1% of New Zealand households have a net worth below $100,000. This would be considered poor as it reflects the bottom quartile of wealth in the country. Middle class in New Zealand has a net worth of between $100,000 and $2.41 million. And finally, the rich tier are worth at least $2.41 million, representing the top 10% of household wealth. A tool I like to use to track my net worth is ShareSite. They're a Kiwi-founded company that today help over 400,000 users track their investments. You can load your stocks, your ETFs, Pi funds, your KiwiSaver, and even some of the larger cryptocurrencies. If you connect ShareSite to your broker like Sharesies, Hatch, or Moomoo, they'll even load your trades directly. With both a website and an app, you can track your portfolio wherever you go, giving an even deeper insight into where your returns are coming from. Many of my Kiwi subscribers have used ShareSite for the FIF tax report alone, saving hours calculating this manually. So if you want to adopt a more professional way to track your investments, use my link down below to give ShareSite a try and get 4 months free on an annual plan. Now let's dig into each of these groups to explore these numbers further. When people hear poor, they often imagine someone with literally nothing. But net worth data in New Zealand shows a spectrum. In the latest data, 5.4% of households have zero or negative net worth, meaning they owe more than they own. 27.1% of households have $100,000 or less net worth. While the median Kiwi household saw their net worth increase over recent years, this hasn't quite trickled down to the lowest wealth groups over the same period. The proportion of households with less than $100,000 has stayed the same, while many in the middle class have moved up through the bands. Overall increases were largely driven by property values. If you do not own a property, you often miss the main engine of wealth building in New Zealand, and the gap is enormous. In the year ending 2024, households that owned or part-owned their home had a median net worth of $929,000 versus $57,000 for households that did not own a home, a difference of 16 times. Now this matters because renters are also fighting a cash flow battle. CoreLogic data, reported by Radio New Zealand, has the median rent to median household income ratio sitting at 28%, a record level and the highest point for at least 20 years. For many Kiwi families, paying the mortgage was a form of forced savings. The middle class have managed to pay off their mortgages over a working career, irrespective of their income level. All the while, the value of their house has multiplied several times over. This is why historically, households that owned a home have a high net worth, as aside from that, Kiwis haven't been great savers. Now let's talk about the middle class. If you lined up every household in New Zealand from lowest net worth to highest, the one in the exact middle is the median. According to Stats NZ, the median household net worth was $529,000 as of June 2024. Back in 2021, the median was $399,000, following on from what we talked about earlier. Now, $1 million net worth is roughly double the median, but still a whopping 31.4%, or roughly 1 in 3 Kiwi households, are worth over $1 million. So being a millionaire household these days is more of an upper middle classification rather than rich per se. Many middle class class households have also benefited from some form of inheritance. While the overall median household wealth is $529,000, those that received some form of inheritance have a median of $984,000. So this could be a sign that for households, inheritance plays a large part in their financial success in New Zealand. And finally, let's talk about the rich. Today we'll consider the rich to be the top 10% of New Zealand households. Based on Stats NZ data, to be a part of this club, your household would need to have a net worth in excess of $2.41 million. Now here is where it gets even more crazy. Being in the top 10% doesn't just mean nice lifestyle. It also means you're sitting in the part of the population that holds a huge chunk of the country's wealth. As of June 2024, the top 10% of households held 48.5% of New Zealand's total household wealth. So when you hear about the rich getting richer, basically, we are talking about the portion of a society that owns half of New Zealand's wealth. And it explains why $1 million household net worth can still be outside the rich bracket. $1 million feels massive, but it does not even get you into the top 20% automatically. The cutoff for the top 20% is still a whopping $1.45 million. Let's now climb through the rich category. To be in the top 5%, you'd need a household net worth of $3.7 million. And the top 1%, $8.7 million. Now let's talk about that for a moment. 1% of Kiwi households, the top 20-odd thousand, are worth a whopping $8.7 million. How do 1 in 100 households reach such an obscene amount of wealth? I often wonder about this when I walk around the likes of Herne Bay or Takapuna Beach, just who owns all of these multi-million dollar properties. Our top CEOs are paid in the millions, but there aren't 20,000 of them on this list. So it all comes back to my main message of this video. We're talking about wealth, not salary. Households with this kind of wealth didn't save their way there. The maths would be completely illogical. They predominantly owned assets that appreciated in value. When we look at the quartiles, we see the curve representing asset value getting steeper and steeper. Now, if the top 1% were on this chart, it would be almost a vertical line. Building a business, an investment portfolio, a property empire, these are some of the common ways to build wealth anywhere on Earth. Here in New Zealand, the Mowbrays built their business empire. Graham Hart through large stock investments, and others like the Mansons and Bob Jones got there through property. None of the people on New Zealand's rich list saved their way up the ladder. They got there through asset ownership and value creation. This is why a lot of political discourse is currently around the use of wealth and capital gains taxes. While income is taxed in New Zealand, wealth is not, so the odds are stacked against savers and towards those that own assets. So being poor in New Zealand means having a net worth under $100,000. If you're around $529,000, you're right in the middle. And above $2.41 million, you're part of New Zealand's richest 10% of households. Now, before you rage quit in the comments, it's important to note that net worth changes massively with age. Individuals aged between 15 and 24 have a median net worth of $4,000. 25 to 34 is $47,000, and 35 to 44 is $132,000. So be mindful that it's the older folk pulling up the numbers. It's not because young people are lazy or anything, it's because they've had less time to accumulate and compound their wealth. From 18 to 24, I had a negative net worth, and by 25, I was worth something like 20 grand. So your starting point does not matter. What matters is that you've got a plan to build your wealth over a lifetime and hopefully have a bit more than your average Kiwi at some point in the future. A side point to consider is having a side hustle that goes 100% into building your asset base. Every couple hours you put into something on the side can go a long way. My money from this YouTube channel, for example, is going straight into my mortgage. So I can earn and spend my salary from my day job, knowing this channel is working hard in the background to build my wealth. So if you have an idea like mowing lawns, babysitting, driving for Uber, anything like that, you'll have no excuses for not building your wealth. Magically, you'll see this number start to increase over time. So if you're under 50 years of age and haven't hit $1 million yet, don't worry, it's far from normal in the data. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, please make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. It's free, it has over 250 excellent videos on how to build your wealth, and it helps push my content out to more people. Also make sure to check out ShareSite using the link down below and in the video description if you want to improve your portfolio tracking in 2026. Let me know down below if anything surprised you in this video, and check out these videos next, looking at the median incomes in New Zealand. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.